Hello and welcome back everybody to Everlasting Summer. So, I just learned that we reached 50 subscribers. That is actually pretty cool. I didn't expect to reach them that fast. So, thank you to each and every one of you. You are all very cool people and I'm very thankful to you. Also, thank you very much to whoever shared my stuff. I saw that my stuff was shared on VK and stuff like that. You can actually see that in your channel analytics, if your channel was shared and where. So, whoever did that, thank you very much. I know I wasn't it, so... yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's concentrate now on the Harem ending. Shall we? So, keep going to this city. That is actually, after I recorded last episode, I realized I kind of forgot the whole city arc. Like, why are the city and this world melting? Maybe we will learn this right here in the Harem ending. Or maybe we will learn that only in the Zhenya DLC. We'll see. Damn that Soviet. There is no camp, no pioneers. And it really doesn't matter why I arrived there. My priority is to get out. Wait, let's move the mouse cursor a little bit to the left. Yeah, there we go. I'll go forward. I shrugged my shoulders, trying to express a minimum of interest. Yulia stared hard at me for some time, but then took a couple of steps forward, as if inviting me to follow her. Well, are you going? It seemed like for the first time today we got a bit closer to the city, like 100 meters or so. I was almost sure that I wouldn't reach it. Then I heard sounds of a car from behind. A bus, an Icarus, approached us fast, cutting through the night darkness with its lights. I stepped to the roadside. That's... Yulia wasn't around. How does she manage to appear and disappear so unnoticeably? The bus slowly stopped next to me. The door opened and... Olga stepped out. Semyon, why didn't you come back? I asked you to. Hey, what is... Oh, I'm on the leave. Whoops. I could ask you the same thing. You said a disaster had happened and now you... Okay. She suddenly softened. Get on the bus. What? What about the city? That's why we're going there, to see for ourselves. I hesitated. On the one hand, it would be faster to go by bus. This road should lead to the city. On the other hand, the actions of the camp leader seemed strange. Indeed they do. We're going the same direction for the time being anyway. Okay. I wouldn't believe her in this case actually, but hey, who am I to judge? I agreed and got in the bus. The Icarus went in the direction of this mysterious city, bouncing over the bumps. It was too slow in my opinion. I was so tired that my eyes started to close. And what about Yulia? Did I just leave her alone there? It looked like all the pioneers who had been in Soviet had got onto the bus. Maybe she wanted to say something to me. However, regardless of my struggle with Morpheus, my loud snoring sound from the back... my loud snoring sounded from the back seat within a couple of minutes. I see. By the way, I was told in the comments in the last video, after the Yulia ending, that this ending was in the summer. So, that he and the girl were... it was summer in the end, and not winter. That is actually strange. I didn't realize that, but I guess it makes sense. Well, as mentioned, I didn't realize it. So, were they in a fake world in that end? I don't know. Anyway, let's go on with this one here. Everything is over now. Or not. I wanted to get out so badly and to not fall asleep. Is exhaustion the reason? Probably not. It was like I got a dose of the sedative. People can't lose consciousness just like that, and I never suffered from narcolepsy. My thoughts flowed fast and calm, like a wide river. Nothing interfered with their flight, because I was sleeping. But at the same time, it felt like I was conscious, I'm about to open my eyes and... Ah, interesting. An old, chipped ceiling was looking down at me. A big crack divided it into two parts, lengthwise, as if threatening to drop the upper floors on me. The computer fan sounded peacefully, but strained. Thousands of specks of dust danced beautiful in the air. The wind wailed outside the window, licking the frost-covered glass and then flying away, twirling the snowflakes in its wake. The bright, winter-cold moon looked down at my world, winking merrily. There was a ringing in my head, and I felt dizzy. A nasty aftertaste filled my mouth, as if I had eaten the contents of an ashtray and washed them down with a bottle of vodka. Yeah, that sounds nasty indeed. The realization didn't come at once. I was intending to go somewhere yesterday and I had a strange dream about summer, a camp, pioneers and their camp leader, about a strange cat girl and a distant city. I always forget the end of my dreams. Did I get to the city or not? Wait a minute. Was that really a dream? I spent nearly a week in that camp. However, the clock didn't agree with me. According to it, only about 12 hours had passed. I sat up on the bed and tried to remember. My feelings and emotions were really vivid, but the events of that dream were covered in fog. I remembered girls, their tears and smiles, remembered joy and sadness that we experienced together, but their faces and figures were concealed by shadow. And there was a mine of some sort, a bomb shelter, and then an island and a departure. And those damned grasshoppers which disturbed my sleep. And Slavia, and Lena, and Alisa, and Ulyana, and Masha, and Julia. There was something else, something beyond that dream. My life after, seemingly a new level of existence. Ah, okay, I thought he was talking about the Julia part. I was like, how did you know? You can't know that I already played that ending. But he's talking about when he met the girls in the real world and stuff like that. So, as I was already told in the comments, the Harem ending is apparently not just a fun and giggle ending, but it seems rather important. Yes, I had woken up many times, met those girls while being awake in this world, and then everything started all over again. This huge load of information just couldn't settle in my head. My memory was overflowing. I was forgetting something every second, and I couldn't understand what was real and what was not. All the events of the camp blended into one fantastic picture, a collage made from hundreds of works by hundreds of artists with different styles. Scraps of feelings, shadow of emotions, parts of memories. My life was ripped apart and clumsily zoomed back together, and the result was something like that disfigured doll I had found in the old camp together with Ulyana! Also Slavia, is that now important? I hope it is now important. Maybe. Or was it Slavia? Aha! 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 I'm master of Sherlock Holmes. I'm like the best detective ever. Will we get finally an answer that satisfies me? Hopefully. That night search for Shurik flew before my eyes with all its details, but I couldn't remember the face of a girl who was with me that time. The dream was getting more foggy with every moment. Will it be forgotten soon? I can't let that happen. I must remember. Even without details, even without many faces, maybe even without names. I'm sure it's not a dream. It's something bigger, something very important to me. A voice started to ring in my head, and it was not mine. It was someone else's. It was quiet and distant at first, but it was growing louder with every moment, and soon I almost could make out the words. But it was probably just in my imagination. One electrical brain impulse contained more thoughts than 1,000 books. I remembered something in that dream I'd left unfinished. The city? No, I had reached the city. Julia! From the depths of my consciousness, the image of a cat girl arose. She stared at me furiously and moved her ears in a funny way. Was it not a dream? Was the week I had spent in the camp not a dream? I walked around the room, looked out the window. The outside world was the same as yesterday. I was on the verge of going insane. Oh, always a good sign when in this moment the phone rings. The silence of my flat was disturbed by the ringing of the doorbell. Oh, it was the doorbell, okay. Who might that be at such an hour? I didn't want to open the door at first. I was even afraid, but then thought that it was a good opportunity to check. Was this a dream? People in the dream and in reality are totally different. I'll open the door and see. I made it to the entrance in 2 leaps, pulled on the door handle without even looking in the peephole and... peephole, in the peehole. Oh, good Lord Almighty. I managed to destroy every moment. So I guess Lena, probably Miku, judging by the hair. Is that Elisa? I don't know. Well, that is obviously Ulyana. No, that is Elisa, and that is Slavia. I liked you with long hair better, to be honest, but hey, what can you do? Strange. You have all strange hair, though, a little bit, like, to be honest. Well, maybe that's fashion and I'm just stupid, so I better shut up. The girls stood in front of the door. The girls from the camp. The pee hole. That... I'm the perfect mood destroyer. I am the perfect mood destroyer. But something had changed about them. I didn't remember every detail of their appearance in the dream. However, Slavia's hairdo, oh yeah, definitely that's different. And Ulyana seemed taller, that is true as well. A heavy silence hung in the air for a moment. I was petrified, my thoughts frozen, feeling no fear or any other emotions. The girls seemed not to be surprised at all. Well, Lena looks a bit surprised, to be honest. Hi, Slavia said happily. Why are you standing around like a dummy? Exclaimed Ulyana. How do you... I got words onto my tongue, but couldn't form a sensible question out of them. The pee hole. I'm so sorry. I had so many things to ask at once. Calm down, girls. You shouldn't shock a person like this. I remember Lena at once, remembered our life after the camp. And Slavia, that conversation at the night bus stop. And Ulyana, our encounter at the university. And Elisa at my concert. And even Masha in the other world. But how? Well, yes, to cut a long story short, Elisa started to speak casually. Don't be so surprised. Did you think you were the only one? In Sovietgames? Oh yeah, Masha is not Miko, so she doesn't need to talk fast, okay. Yes, in Sovietgames. You weren't the only one. We were there too. But how do you... all together? Here? The point is that every one of us had her own camp, and you had yours. I mean, in ours you behaved differently. Slavia sounded awkward. Really differently. You chased me with that cake. I barely managed to escape. It turned out that we remembered everything before you did, and understood that they were not just dreams. Wait, but how is it... only one day has passed? No, it's gone on much longer. At first I thought so too, that only I had dreams about the camp. But then people from there started to become more real. You started too. She sighed deeply. Lady, if you're like the... Okay, I mean you're differently in my camp, but if you have a little of the Lena of my camp, you should see a doctor. A mind doctor, that is. And those horrors. Seems like Lena will start crying any second now. As long as she doesn't pull a knife out of her ass crack again. Stop it already. I told you 1,000 times it wasn't him. It was another Semyon. What does that mean? Another Semyon? You see, there are many such dreams, many camps. Everyone has a personal one. And in each of them you behave in different ways. Somewhere it is like that. She looked at Lena with sadness and went on. Many of our incarnations told us about other camps and other versions of us, and we were just dolls there, playing present roles. I'm not some doll. Aha, okay. I see. So it's not like, so it's still kinda Semyon in the center of it all. Like the strange pioneers, they're not strange pioneer versions of the girls, but only of Semyon. Huh. Okay. I see. Very many different ones, huh? Getting complicated. Brain overload. Okay, we'll see. Uliana was outraged. We got tired of that, of course. We started to look for an exit. And one time I got into Miku's world. Uh-huh. Don't call me that. But I remember. The camp was completely different there. We were shooting a movie and... What's the difference? In any case, the dream repeated. Well, then we managed to connect the rest of the worlds into one for all 5 of us. And from there it was all in the back. Alisa smiled, and I recognized that smile. The only thing left was to find you. To find me? Why? I certainly wasn't against it. Everything fell into place at last. Sovyanok, pioneers, the camp leader, these girls. What about Yulia? Who? Yulia, the cat girl. Didn't you see her? Yes, someone did mention something about that. How could that... I still felt somewhat guilty about leaving Yulia. That's how it is. Each of us had only one world of our own, and you had many of them. What? No, didn't you say something different just now? A second ago? Wait a minute. Let me just drink my tea. And during that I will think about it, and I'll be back right in a second. Okay, I get it now. Each of these girls, I reread the text, and each of these girls just had one route, like, you know what I mean? Like, they had one Semyon and the strange pioneer appears, but it wasn't like, for them it wasn't like it was for Semyon. They didn't have like 20 different routes, they had one camp each. That is what was going on. They didn't have 6 different versions or something like that, you know? So now I get it, okay. Then we can continue. And then we understood that only you were connected with reality. I see. How did you understand that? The pioneer told us. I mean, the you who claimed to have been in that dream for a long time. Some weirdo, probably gone completely bananas. Oh yeah, he was. I couldn't get everything they were saying straight in my mind. Okay, wait. I put all my thoughts together. Then that camp was not a dream? Everything has been going on for a long time? There were many camps which had me and you, but each of you had one and I had many? Yeah, thank you, Semyon, that you explained that now. I could have used it a minute ago. No, I don't understand. That's about right. Stop sulking, you're so boring. It was a lot of fun. For example, I had never visited a pioneer camp. You probably hadn't either. But who was behind all this? And why? That's why we came, to find it out. But how did you find me? Suddenly I felt doubt and even fear. Uliana pinched me at once. Ouch! Just in case you thought you're dreaming. It wasn't difficult. Your copies could certainly be talkative if they wanted to. Or if you forced them to. What the fuck? Lena added quietly. Uh-huh. I see. So she's apeshit in this world as well. Good to know. So first we met in real life, and then we came to you. Read your guests. Unbelievable. So the question right now, of course, is how long will this go on? Like, will there be a whole new arc of them trying to find out who the mastermind is or something? Or will that be the Zhenya DLC? Like Zhenya and Electronic and their, I don't know, their robot is the mastermind, I don't know. Something like that. Well, we'll see, we go on. If it goes too long, I can do it in 2 episodes anyway. My life turned upside down in the blink of an eye. Obviously, I didn't remember this dream, or dreams as girls said, in full detail, but I felt too that the camp was something bigger than that. It brought us together, at first there, and now here. Only the question of Julia still remained. But might I know the answer? I could just forget it, just like I forgot many other things. Okay, I hope you tell me everything in detail. Sure, that's what we're here for. Well, come in. Don't stand on the doorstep. Tea, coffee, dance. I added, trying to calm down and come to myself. Lena's eyes glared. Alright, we'll save the dancing for later. Huh. Ah, I see. Every story has its beginning and its end. Yay. And after turning it over, we put the book on the shelf. Just to open a new one tomorrow. Yeah, so that is probably what the Zhenya DLC is about, I guess. So the Julia ending is actually the fake ending. I guess. Probably. That is sad, I actually enjoyed the Julia ending. At least the moral, kind of the Julia ending. You know? Like, she was the representation of everything you learned, and now you're a better person, and you can go on better with your life, you know what I mean? That was actually nice. Now this is kinda, yeah, I mean, not a letdown. More like, well, let's see what happens now in the DLC, right? Also, I dare to complain that the developers did not really know what a harem is. I mean, maybe this will develop into a harem, but this is not just because there are many girls now doesn't mean that it's a harem. Except if they all try to get into Simeon's pants, then it will be, but you don't know that. So, Zhenya is the mastermind, most likely, probably, I guess. Or at least something like that. But that is actually, I don't actually enjoy, never saw. Oh, I think we saw Lena once. At the beach. Yeah, once. Was that in the Simeon ending? I'm not too sure anymore. And it is really it? No after story bullshit? No, that's really it. Okay. Interesting. That of course makes you hyped for the DLC. Still, kind of, I don't know. Because I actually enjoyed the Julia ending as a true ending. I felt satisfied with the Julia ending as a true ending. I have the feeling they can only fuck that up now with the Zhenya DLC. Well, if they do that, and I say if, I'm not saying they definitely do that, I just say if. If they do that, I just say, I don't care. The true ending for me is the Julia stuff. And then everyone is happy. But all this now coming together, the girls in the real world, of course their explanations seems logical, they are more logical. They are in winter, and in the other world we were apparently in summer, so that also means we were probably in the fake world. So, Well, next we're going to play the Zhenya DLC, and then, if I don't enjoy that ending, I can rant about it. Now I actually have no reason to, even though I feel a little bit like it. But as mentioned, I have no reason to. This is obviously meant to be like to be continued, I guess at least. So, thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the Zhenya DLC tomorrow, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.